We have more for your ears only. I'm Katherine Herzog.
I'm David Alpern with this quote from the news. "My little girl tribe." That was advertising executive Madonna Badger eulogizing her 3 young daughters who died along with their grandparents in a furious blaze that began with fireplace ashes at the family's Connecticut mansion Christmas morning. Now this.
She's one of the best investigators I had.
But?
She's different.
In what way?
In every way.
In local cinemas these days, the girl with the dragon tattoo precipitates fatal revenge on a brutal killer of women and a corrupt business tycoon. In real life, the girl with the empathy tattoo has prompted reversal of high-handed fees by a megabank and a communications giant.
She's 22-year-old Molly Katchpole of Rhode Island and now Washington, D.C. Her Change.org online petitions helped kill Bank of America's monthly debit card fee, and over the holidays, the Verizon Wireless plan to make customers pay more for one-time bill payments via phone or website. And she joins us now to say more about activism, social and economic justice for your ears only. Molly, welcome to our program.
Thank you very much.
Tell us first when and how you first became what you call activisti. Were you raised in a particularly progressive home?
Kind of. My mom, is pretty outspoken, and they always encouraged me to write letters. So I did a lot of letter writing to the local newspaper. And I've said this before, I was always kind of a loudmouth, so I talked a lot, I argued a lot with my parents, in a healthy way, of course. So that's, it started pretty young.
What led you to target Bank of America's debit card fee?
Well, part of it, was because I was a Bank of America customer, and I just felt like it was a really unfair fee, and I knew that if I was having trouble with it, that thousands of other Bank of America customers had to be in very similar situations. So I just kind of felt like they were a good target. It was a great time to do it because of the Occupy movement was going on, and I wasn't expecting to win, but I just thought it would be a really great time to do it.
Once the petition was uploaded, and we've spoken to people from Change.org, how quickly did it gain signatures?
Really quickly. I mean, it went viral pretty fast. Within a couple of days, it had 155,000 signatures, and it went on to get 306,000.
And what focused you on Verizon Wireless? Are you a customer there, too?
Yeah, I'm a Verizon customer. I've been with them for, 8 years. And that fee was just kind of out of nowhere. I mean, there wasn't a real explanation for it. And it seemed so ridiculous to me. Like I'm still having a hard time comprehending why they thought that it would be okay to institute that fee.
I have to admit that I have signed many petitions over the years, and I've always sort of felt deep down that they're really not going to make a lot of difference. Do you think, I hate to sound so jaded, but do you think that corporations are more open to public opinion these days, or is it just the internet that makes protest more difficult to ignore?
I think it's kind of a combination. With the internet, you really cannot ignore 306,000 people's names. You can't ignore that. And I know that they saw it because they called me up after about 2 weeks of the petition being up, and they talked to me about it. And I mean, it's just really difficult for them to ignore that kind of stuff now because of the internet. And I think petitions are great. I think it's a really solid way to show support.
How has your online success against Bank of America and Verizon Wireless changed you, and what are you focusing on now?
I don't know if it's really changed me as a person. I think it's definitely made me excited that that these kinds of things can take hold and really succeed. And now I'm a fellow at Rebuild the Dream, and we're kind of working to make sure that the working class and the middle class of America don't erode completely, which they're on the way to doing right now. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Well, you are 22 years old. You're working part-time jobs. You can certainly empathize with Americans who are struggling to make ends meet. In fact, you have that empathy tattoo. Can you tell us a bit more about it? Why or how, where it is, why you would get that?
Yeah, well, I got it about a year ago. It's on my collarbone. And I've always been an extremely empathetic person, to the point of, sometimes a little bit of, negativity on my part. Like I'll get really upset about something and stay really upset for a while because I just feel like some things are so unfair sometimes. But, I think it's really important to be able to empathize with other people, and, be able to put yourself in other people's shoes and really just, remove yourself and understand people. So I kind of wanted to get it as a reminder of that to myself. And also, people ask about it all the time, and I'm able to talk to them about it and, hopefully make other people think a little bit more about why empathy is so important.
How do you see your petition approach to injustice relating to the Occupy movement that you mentioned before?
I think, we're all on the same page here, that we're all, we all want to watch out for people. Mine is a little bit different because it's more of consumer advocacy, which, but I definitely think that links in with what Occupy is going for. And, I'm really excited about Occupy.
Now that the Occupy encampments have been disbanded in many cities, in fact, we're recording about a block away from where the Occupy movement was in Lower Manhattan, and I saw earlier today there were about 6 people down there with signs. But now that they've mostly been disbanded, do you see a greater shift to online organizing?
No, I think, online organizing has always been there, and it's kind of on the up and up. And I think what Occupy has been doing is really great. It's certainly drawing a lot of attention. And, I think there's tons of ways to protest, and I think we should be using all of them.
Online activist Molly Katchpole lives in Washington, D.C., without background music from the girl with the dragon tattoo.
And this has been For Your Ears Only.